Hey, we're here for family night. It's family night for Ben and me every Friday night because we're family. But tonight is Packer family night, and I forgot, so I had to change the show and it'd be like, Ben, why don't we do the show early during family night? Because we got people like David and other people who check out the show, Zero, who can never see the family night live. But I can watch family night live in Wisconsin. I can share that with the people who hang out with us, and we can give you some insight on family night, what we see the Packers doing in practice on TV. Exciting.
It's so exciting.
I'm sure everybody's excited about it. Aaron Rodgers just threw a pass.
Started. He threw a pass and it was completed.
Wow. Amazing.
Against open air. It was amazing. No, but it's fun to,
it is. See him running around.
Get to see some stuff and see what's going on with the Pack. And, we hear a lot of stuff from reporters and such about this guy's doing that and this guy made a huge play and blah, 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 blah. And here this guy's lining up here and the offensive line is all different and what could possibly happen here. And then, so it's great to hear it, but unless you see it, you really don't know, which we're going to find out later in the weekend here as well. But just get a chance.
Big announcement. Hafeman Bros are going to be live in Green Bay, like we said, officially. Packers practice Sunday and Monday. We'll be at training camp. Hafeman Bros, we'll give you some updates from training camp. We'll give you updates after each of those training camp practices as well. So some extra bonus nuggety content coming on Sunday and Monday from us on this channel.
So don't just subscribe. Put your notifications on because you probably missed this live Hafeman Bros. You don't want to see us, but you want to hear us. And I know you're thinking, I want to hear the interviews with John Kuhn. No, you don't. We just watched John Kuhn. John Kuhn doesn't know how to interview anybody. You want to listen to the Hafeman Bros talk about the practice. That's what you're here for. So don't worry about looking at us. Just have this on your phone while you're watching the TV, while you're watching the family night. And you can listen to the Hafeman Bros commentary on the practice and blab during the commercials like we're doing right now.
Yeah, so, right now it's commercials on TV, so nobody wants to watch that.
Nobody wants, yeah.
So listen to us.
At the very least, turn our volume up when it's commercials, and then down if you want, fine, when it's not commercials. But if you're watching this later, like all of a sudden you show up at 9 o'clock and you're like, like normal on a Friday, and you're like, what? These guys have been on this whole time? That's where you got to hit the notifications too, not just subscribe. We did pick up 4 more subscribers this week, I think.
That's with training camp and football coming back. I think our stuff's getting a little more circulation on YouTube naturally, and so it's helping out.
It's people that are really huge Packer fans because no one's going to click on a 2-hour video about Packers unless they're really into Packers.
You know what they also won't click on? A 2-hour and 36-minute interview with Aaron Rodgers and some other guy being super boring for that. How is that even possible? How does they do a podcast where he reveals his revelation with psychedelic plant a couple years ago, which got him to think about self-love, and now he's all about loving himself unconditionally, giving himself self-love, who knows how often, and because of all of that translated into 2 MVP seasons, apparently, according to Aaron Rodgers. Now, he said probably a whole lot more than that because it was 2 hours and 36 minutes, and I did not watch it all. Not even close. I just read the article on the follow-through on the psychedelic plant stuff.
So you told me there was 2 hours and 30 minutes, and the only thing anybody's talking about is the fact that he was drinking some funky tea?
Yep.
So it must have been pretty boring if that's all that they got out of it.
He's pretty boring. Like, come on. I mean, we go on for a long time, but at least we're not boring most of the time.
Well, we're boring too, but the thing I don't get, and I said this earlier, is so the guy will put funky tea from 1,000 years ago that was created into his body, but he won't get the vaccination because you don't know what could happen. Well, I read some stuff actually about this, whatever this was called that he did, and you also don't know what could happen. Some people get enlightenment when they go to the new dimension or whatever, and some people have diarrhea. So it's really weird. You don't know what's going to happen to you. And I'm guessing with Aaron Rodgers, he probably had diarrhea and had enlightenment at the same time. But who knows?
Maybe it cleanses him one way or another.
Right.
Hey, Aaron Jones just ran up the field. During practice.
I was looking at you. That's the other thing. You're going to see a lot of me looking down because I'm looking at this phone watching this game or this practice because I don't care about looking at the camera. So heads up, everybody. I apologize If you're watching this, don't watch the
All
family
right,
night.
here we are. We're in a scenario. Aaron Rodgers just called a timeout because he's run the play clock down. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't say that.
They let him
This
have
looks
it.
interesting. What do we got?
We're doing a pass play. We're looking right, deep down the sideline. Romeo Doubs juggles it, catches it. The defensive back really didn't try to cover him.
What
So
happened there?
I'm not sure.
That was just weird looking.
It was kind of a
nobody,
lazy
the
throw.
defense didn't do anything. That was
But
a sorry route.
It's practice. Maybe these are not even the regular defensive guys. Maybe those are receivers playing defensive back. No, they're the defensive guys. I'm not sure what's happening here. Anyway, okay, now we're lined up with Jordan Love under center. We won't give too much play-by-play stuff here. Jordan Love, he's going to hand it off to some running back. Who is this? It is a backup running back. Oh, yeah, Goodson, okay. So, anyway, not that exciting. It's practice. Wow. They're just kind of running, formations and snapping the ball and throwing it without guys covering. They get a little more competitive a little bit later on when they do like the actual kind of like game type scenario stuff. So we'll give you more on that. A big topic here this preseason, Ben, has been the Guardian helmet things, which apparently most people hate.
Well, Aaron Jones says it hurts his neck when he wears it so long.
Hurts his neck.
Because it's heavier than they're used to.
The one
so now
thing
instead of having concussion problems, they're going to have neck issues for the rest of their lives.
There you go. Well, the one thing you and I commented about was that in a $bizmillion NFL league, how do they not have those things logoed? How do they not have the team logos on those things, at least if they're going to be wearing them all the time during all this video, all these pictures, all this practice stuff? Weird.
Wow, the kick went straight.
It did go straight. Look at that.
That was nothing like what's his face? Mason Crosby, who does the weird.
I cannot pronounce his first name because he has 3 consonants in a row before you get to a vowel. Brkic is his last name. How do you say that?
I don't know.
3.
It's Burkic. It's Burkic.
Okay.
No, that's what it is. I've heard people say it. Well,
all right,
Andy Herman still calls Yash Nijman. He still calls what's his face? Jean Charles. He still calls him Jean Charles. And he still calls Rasul Douglas.
Well, we got to get the names right here. Andy Herman, you've been around the team. Let's get the names right, buddy.
He's got well, you know what? I was listening to Spoff and West today. And I just showed up on my thing. And West talked about how he worked with Leroy Butler 4 years. For 4 years, he worked with Leroy Butler.
Wes
Hodquist, yeah. And yet, he still, during this thing, he called him Leroy Butler about half the time and Leroy Butler the other half of the time.
Wow.
Even though Spofford called him Leroy Butler the entire time. So I would think if you worked with a guy for 4 years, you would, I don't know, learn his name or something. Man, this turned into a rip fest. I got to calm down because people are going to get mad at me.
Let's not get people mad.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is first of all, a quick reminder for you. You should subscribe for truth. Like David said last week, he comes to this show for truth. But we're also fans, and we're gonna look. I'm excited about this season, Ben. Let's talk about that real quick because now the commercials again. I'm really excited about the season. I'm excited going to training camp. I should have went last year. I'm pretty bummed because I would have gotten Lucas's attention, got him to sign my jersey. That would have been great. That didn't happen, and now he's not on the team anymore. I can't do that. But I'm still excited to go check out these guys. It's been like 4 years since I've been to training camp, I think. 3 or 4 years. So that's 4. Jesus. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited to see what it looks like, see how the teams work together. And I'm excited for the season. So regardless of our, things that we don't love about Aaron Rodgers and all that stuff, I'm not going to let that ruin my Packers season for me because I'm excited to see a bunch of these other dudes play football.
I am not excited. You pretty much forced me to go, so that's kind of disappointing. I got to work all day from 5 in the morning until 1 o'clock, and then first drive 6 hours back to Algoma, and then we get there at who knows when, 8 o'clock or whatever, I don't know, and then got to get up super early, go to stupid Packer camp. Got to get there super early on a Sunday after family night. There's probably a bunch of people hanging out all weekend. We're going to have to get there at like 5 in the morning just to get a spot. And then we're going to be there for, an hour and a half of just guys goofing around? I mean, come on. And then
you
I
get
got
to
go
see
back
the kicks
Monday,
in person.
Yeah, whatever. And then I got to go back home. So, because I got to work at 5 in the morning on Tuesday. So, I'm not happy. I'm not excited.
Oh, jeez. What a damper.
I'm excited to see you, and I'm excited to see Mom and Dad. That's about it.
Well, that's important. Plus, we get to give extra live content, live shows following practice, like all these other Yahoos, except we won't have as good of a spot as we'll be in the bleachers, but we'll give you better analysis. We'll have a farther away vantage point, but we'll give you better analysis of what we see.
Okay, I don't know about all that.
One
But
thing,
we'll probably have to make a plan. Like you are going to watch this, and I'm going to watch this, so that we're not watching the same stuff, so we can actually have more things to talk about.
Yeah, I'm going to take notes. And the thing is, sometimes it's kind of where you sit, because they bring, if you get stuck on one of the ends, it's harder to see way down on the other end. Everybody knows where the team drills take place or the team periods. So they try to, they pack that in first. But you can still see, regardless, if you've never been to Packers practice, you can still see stuff pretty much from wherever you are. You just can't quite see everything. But anyway, they're back from commercial now. We've got a kick return. Oh my goodness. This is just Fitz and practicing, and it's Romeo Doubs returning kicks. How about that? Do you think Romeo Doubs, the way he's been lighting them up at receiver so far, is he going to be returning kicks, Ben, or is he just going to be like wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 right away?
I don't know.
Everybody's saying he makes plays like crazy.
I think he should be on the field on offense, and I don't want to see him returning kicks. I want to see him on offense based on what I hear and so forth, that he's a really, really smart guy who's talented and all that sort of thing. Ooh, that was a really short kick. Who kicked that?
I'm not
Ooh,
sure.
I like this. Who's that? Mario Rodgers.
Mario Rodgers.
I'll say this.
Joe Barry kicked that one off, so that's why I was short.
Really?
No, but he was the one to tackle him. Stop him.
Well, I'll say this. Romeo Doubs did not look like he was working that hard on his kick return, and Mario Rodgers looked like he was working pretty hard. So I would rather take the guy who works hard. Sorry. Because in a game, if you're just jogging around, nothing happens. I know this is practice, but in my opinion, practice is, if you do well in practice, that's what you do in the game. Like here, this is a jog. Who's this?
That's Aaron Jones. And they had
Aaron
AJ
Jones
Dillon.
Is jogging. What's he doing? He shouldn't be out there returning kicks.
AJ Dillon at one of the backs right in front of him. So there you go. They had AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones on the field at the same time, just during kick return.
Okay, I don't want to see that. Wow, he missed. Aaron Rodgers missed.
Aaron Rodgers missed it.
Jordan Love.
Hit
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Jordan Love should start. He hit the target. Hey, look at him. He's looked at Rodgers. He's like, see, I'm the man.
Sorry, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, what was that? Who's that guy?
That was the other guy who no one's gonna remember his name anyway after the season. Who is it? It's not Kurt Benkert anymore, so it doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers is gonna make it. Oh, he's way
off.
He looks like Detroit 2018.
Wow.
He's mad about it.
This is on TV.
Ooh,
Jordan Love, come on, bud.
He came close. So far, it's Aaron Rodgers 0 for 2, Jordan Love 1 for 1, and this other dude. Oh, he was closer than Rodgers.
That was closer, but that ball was so floppy and wussy that I don't think it would have done anything.
It was a wiggly ball, yeah. Aaron Rodgers got to get his groove back here. He's got to hit the net here. Come on, Aaron Rodgers. Missed again. This time short. Nope. Must be. Is there some wind in Lambeau Field tonight? Must be.
I don't know what's going on.
Jordan Love. He got it again.
Jordan Love.
Oh! Jordan
Wow.
Love
I'm thinking we're starting the wrong guy. Or at least when we get into the red zone, let's go to Jordan Love for the fadeaway deep corner of the end zone passes.
Wow.
Let's do it. I'm just kidding. I mean, whatever.
Amazing.
It's
so
practice.
Based on this drill, Jordan Love is better than Aaron Rodgers.
Well, the accuracy rating for Jordan Love is much higher.
There he is. Obi-Tom Kenobi trying to get everybody in line.
Obi-Tom is going to have to, right now, he's got to tell him. He's like, it's okay. Yeah, you missed all your stuff. But, you're Aaron Rodgers. Next time, throw it a little harder or a little more accurate.
Aaron Rodgers is mad. Where's his self-love talk?
He's mad. What's he mad about?
He looks mad that he missed
he missed them all. Like, he's not happy about that.
He missed them, and
Jordan Love got the big cheers. He didn't get any cheers. Actually, I don't know. I don't have the sound on. I can't hear. But I mean, I'm assuming that Jordan Love got the cheers and Aaron Rodgers got uhs.
Aaron Rodgers got the beers. I'll bring the beers. Speaking of beer, Black is Beautiful tonight from Delta Beer Lab, supporting Urban Triage and supporting Delta Beer Lab. That's what I'm all about. Hey, they're showing Rashawn Gary right now doing some drill. Okay, so Rashawn Gary, let's talk about him. Everybody's talking about him during practice, how he's a monster. I want to see how monstery he's been and is being. The only concern I have, I know Rashawn Gary's looking pretty good. I know he's a monster, but he's also going against the competition he's going against on the Packers O-line in practice. So does that make him look better than maybe he is?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think he still is doing great, and I think he is still going to be awesome.
I hope so. Yep.
But I do believe, yes, it's more evident it's more a fact that our offensive linemen are not the best. Because all I keep hearing is how, Jaron Reed made a great play and beat this guy, got to the backfield, and TJ Slayton made a big play and got into the backfield, and this guy made a big play and keeps getting to the backfield. But I never hear Kenny Clark's name, by the way. Heads up, just But anyways, all those guys keep beating guys in front of them. So either they're really awesome, or they are really good, and maybe our offensive line is really bad. And I think it's probably our offensive line is really bad, and hopefully they get better, or they figure out something, or I don't know what, but
they have to get better. But I think it's a combination. I think the guys are good, but I think maybe let's not think they're all the best players and the best defense in the history of all time and the best defensive line in all time because of the quality of opponents they're going against here. Plus, it's not like they're doing a lot of actual football at this point either. So don't get all excited, or too excited at this point. Danny Etling Lee, how you doing? Thanks for that one. Yes, Danny Etling. Danny Etling hit the rim on one of the net throws. Aaron Rodgers did not even get that on his net throws. So right now it's Jordan Love 2 out of 3, Danny Etling rim 1, and then a couple of bad ones, and Aaron Rodgers 0 for 3, didn't even come close. But there is a wind in Lambeau tonight, confirmed. All right,
whoa.
Fair enough. So let's see, what else do we got? We talked about Rashawn Gary. Oh, I wanted to talk about this since we're at commercial here. Why? So I was reading an article today that talked about Josh Nijman, and talked about how the Packers' patience is paying off. And Goody's talking about how good he is now. Talking about they saw the physical traits, everything he could be. He's got great size, great length, athleticism. He's pretty fast. He's nimble, good feet, good long arms, power, all of it. And I said what I said a couple weeks ago, and people said I was crazy, and I think you even laughed at me.
You're still crazy, but okay.
Josh has told you, when you look at everything, he's one of the top 10 offensive linemen in the NFL playing right now. He is. And now the Packers are like talking about it, and now they jumped him around a little bit, experimenting with Zach Tom at left tackle and some other things, and then Josh playing right tackle. But what I'm going to tell you is this. Everybody who's all worked up and scared about David Bakhtiari not being back, all this sort of stuff, just relax, everybody. Just ease your concerns, because Josh has got it covered.
Didn't we just talk about how Rashawn Gary and a bunch of defensive linemen are looking really great against subpar offensive line, and now you're trying to tell me that Josh is great?
Not against Josh.
Yeah, Rashawn Gary, I've heard Andy Herman mention it twice, or at least, or maybe more, how Rashawn Gary schooled Josh.
Come on now.
Yeah.
In a one-on-one?
No, in a pass rush. One-on-ones are easier to school. That's why a side note, when everybody's talking about this one-on-one, or Randall Cobb beat Rasul Douglas twice, and then where Doubs beat Eric Stokes or whatever. I saw the play where Doubs beat Eric Stokes. He did an outside route where he had 20 yards of room to work with for some reason. Don't know why. And the other thing is,
it's a little underthrown, by the way. But
yeah, and the defensive backs in a game situation know they can read the formation. They know where their help is, and all those things equal them knowing basically what type of routes could possibly be run against them. In a one-on-one situation, it could be any damn thing. And you try covering somebody like that once. Good luck with you. I mean, They always get beat. Whenever you watch the college, like the Senior Bowl, they show Senior Bowl practices of all these receivers going up against the D-backs. They school every single D-back every single time. And he's like, these receivers look amazing. And it's like, okay, well, what do you expect? It's these guys going up against one-on-ones where they have no chance. And there you go. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, just cool it on the one-on-one stuff, And I know you hate Eric Stokes or whatever, but
I don't hate him. I just don't
people
think he's
get
as
beat.
good as
The guy had 20 yards to work with on an outside deep route for some unknown reason. Like, there's no way he's going to be lined up that much inside ever in the history of all time. When you watch that film, it's pathetic. He's never going to have that much space to work with. Ooh, what's this?
Ooh, Romeo Doubs makes contested catch on an underthrown ball.
Ooh, I didn't see it. Dang it.
But
I got to start watching this. Oh, here we go. What's this?
Oh, now we got Dominic Daphne. He looks good coming over the middle. Maybe throw it to him. Maybe have him run over the middle, throw it to him a little bit more. I like that.
Was that Rodgers throwing over the middle?
No, that was Jordan Love.
Okay, because that would never happen in real life. They would only have to practice that. Oh, snap.
Aaron Rodgers, Alan Lazard can't get off the bump. Alan Lazard, get off the bump. Who is that guy? 46.
I don't know, but he schooled him.
Yeah, eventually.
But this is what I'm talking about. That one-on-one matchup, it's like,
come on, Alan Lazard.
Of course that's there. There's no pressure on the quarterback. There's nobody else on the field. It's just a guy who has to worry about where's he go? He doesn't know. He grabbed him. That's a hold. Overthrow.
Doubs did get his hand on the guy to kind of push him off and shield him off like good receivers should. Bruce, I don't dislike Stokes. I just don't think he's that good. So a lot of people are just way too hyped on the guy, and I think he's got a lots to work on. Here they're showing the replay of Romeo. Can you see
it's way underthrown. That's why. He had him beat by a mile, but the ball is still underthrown.
Yeah. That might have been Danny Etling throwing that one. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
I missed it. So this is period 2 one-on-ones here at Family Night. Packers Family Night. Greatest practice of all time. And
whoa, I don't know what that was. Rasul Douglas beating the snot out of somebody.
Rasul Douglas was taking care of Juwan Winfrey there. Sorry, Juwan, you're not going to beat him.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Rasul Douglas.
That one?
He might have. Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Rasul Douglas yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
We can talk about what we're looking at here.
Oh, they're showing O-linemen's
lineman drills. I like that.
Linemen's butts. Oh, no, they went away to Romeo Doubs. See, on TV, they don't show you the offensive lineman very much for practice. It's kind of just
it's because most people don't want to look at that.
All right, we got the back ends of the O-lineman. Ooh, there we go. Oh, yeah, okay. Who's this? Jonathan Garvin pushing back pretty hard. Okay, wow.
Well, this is the 2 offensive line, it looks like to me.
Is that Zach Tom there? Is he 77?
I don't think he's that tall.
Okay.
Ooh, nice catch.
That's a nice ball and a nice grab. Who's this guy? He's not making the team. Number 80 is Danny Cannabis.
Danny Cannell.
He's related to Aaron Rodgers. One way or another. Not sure. Some have on my phone. Let me check it out here real quick.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to take it. You're gonna have to take it for a second. I'll get that back online. Jordan Love throwing a fade. Oh, nice adjustment, and it's complete for a touchdown. Look at that. I think Jordan Love is the fade guy. When we're gonna throw fades, Jordan Love has proven tonight. He just hit Samori Toure for a touchdown. Nice adjustment by Toure, but a good throw by Love too. So we're gonna throw fades in the corners. Jordan Love should come in the game.
Yeah, I lost the connection there.
All right.
I don't know if you have to start a new Zoom or what.
I'll check it. Oh, that's probably it. It probably time.
It only gives you half an hour.
Time limit because I'm free. I'm still on the free. I don't pay anymore. I'll start it up again. It's not that exciting, but I'll start it up again so you can see.
Can you do the same meeting?
I'll start it up during. No, I'll have to start a new one probably. I'll start it up during. Oh man, Aaron Rodgers trying to throw a fade to Sammy Watkins. Not looking so good. Timing's off. Rodgers says, "My bad." Okay.
That's not good. Hey, since I don't have video, I'm gonna look at some chats here. We got Greg Taylor, who I've never seen comment before, says, "Do you guys think Stokes was above average for his rookie year?" Now, I do. I think he was good. I mean, he had his ups and downs like just about anybody, but when you look at what he did and how well he could perform, based on the fact that he was pretty much forced into the starting role right off the bat. Because we had Kevin King, who was terrible, and Jair gets hurt, and he turns number 1 like within a second, right? Some people, like my brother, for instance, who's not here because he's doing something else, but was just ripping on Stokes left and right, and he has issues. Okay, there's two considerable issues with Stokes. The most important one is he loses the ball whenever it gets. When he's in a trail situation. So what I mean by that is if it's a deep route or if it's a route where he has to get a jam on the receiver, and even though he stays with him, he is not able to locate the ball in the air. He's very bad at that, which leads to completions a lot of the time. But definitely not interceptions or anything like that. Like you just watch plays where he has no idea where the ball is, and then it gets completed, even though it's like right over his shoulder. Like Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback who takes advantage of defensive backs with that problem all the time. So it's not an issue when you're playing guys like, Kirk Cousins or somebody like that. But if you're playing Tom Brady, or if you're playing somebody who's a really good quarterback who understands that even though a guy might be next to a receiver, if he's not looking for the ball, and you watch film and you know that defensive back has a hard time locating the ball in the air, they will throw to him. And there was a play in preseason this year that they already talked about where it was a touchdown to Romeo Doubs when Stokes was on him. And Doubs knew that Stokes had no idea where the ball was, and so he caught it and made a touchdown catch in the practice. So that's the number one issue with Stokes, and I don't know how you can fix that. Jason has talked many times about Tramon Williams and how Tramon, his first thing he went and he worked on was locating the ball. It's so important to locate the ball, and that's something that a lot of D-backs aren't very good at. Luckily, like Rasul Douglas, very, very, very good at it. He always there's that one play where he got that pick where we thought he all baited him, right, where he left the guy uncovered, and then he turned around and picked it off, and it was awesome, returned for a touchdown or something like that. And then after the game, we found out that he just screwed up, and then he turned around and the ball was there, and then he just picked it off and went. Like, he's very good at finding the ball wherever it is, even if he doesn't expect it to be there. So it might be a glasses type thing. Remember, like when Jameis Winston had to get LASIK eye surgery so he could actually throw the ball better. Well, he did a couple years back. Everybody wondered, why is he throwing so many picks? Well, he couldn't see a damn thing, so they had to give him LASIK eye surgery, and he got way better. So maybe Eric Stokes needs to, get some LASIK eye surgery or something. I have no idea, but that's the main issue. And then number two, he's just a light, skinny guy. So going up against bigger receivers, he can get blocked out on plays, especially in running plays. He tries to tackle. He's not the best at it. Even in that Arizona game last year, there's a play where DeAndre Hopkins caught the deep pass and just kind of held him off for like 20 yards, and they gave him they called face mask on him, which was, lucky for the Pack that happened. But I mean, he pretty much just destroyed Eric Stokes, and that play epitomized both things. Stokes didn't know where the ball was when it was in the air because he got beat on a deep route, and then also the big receiver used his size against him because he's so small. He just held him off and ran for another 20 yards or whatever, and actually into the end zone, but then they ended up calling back because they call face mask. But those are the two issues with Eric Stokes. Otherwise, he's super fast. He's got good catch-up speed. He has whenever he sees the play in front of him, I think he does have good awareness with the ball. He has good awareness of routes. He understands what's going on in front of him. So I think he's not so good against when he has to jam somebody because he's smaller and he can't always know what's going on. And then his back is to the quarterback. I think he's a better zone coverage corner,
absolutely, 100%.
than a man corner, and that's
100%.
his issues. And maybe he can become better. But that's all I'd say.
They could make adjustments on that and call coverages, mixed coverages that play to his advantage. His strengths last year, exactly what you said, when he had a play in front of him, he attacked it well. That's how he had 14 passes defended on the season, which is a good number. I mean, he was in basically, 900 some odd snaps. So whatever, but basically he has the situation where if it's in front of him and he can see it, he attacks it well. So if he's in off or soft coverage, he's pretty good at that. You would think he would be good in man coverage because he's so fast. But the two main things are, one, you mentioned he can't locate the ball, which is a problem. And the other thing is he can't change direction well. And if you remember, he didn't do the 3-cone.
No.
He didn't do the agility drills.
He just ran really fast.
Just ran super fast straight.
And everybody's like, he's really fast.
So those are and as a corner, you have to be able, like, granted, we watch plays all the time where receivers just basically run straight. If you give him a receiver that just runs straight, he's going to cover that guy like glue. Because he's fast and he can run straight. But when the receiver changes direction or breaks off a route hard, he has a hard time adjusting to that. So those are the things. I didn't say he was terrible. Just everyone was trying to say how great he was. And I'm like, he's not very good. He's got a lot to work on. And he's not the best tackler, like you said. So those are three big things to work on there, okay? And I don't know if all of them can be corrected. Now, Bruce points out that he was top rookie by PFF, and I've talked to anyone who loves PFF. Well,
He was top 5 in PFF coverage.
I don't know what they grade
top
on.
5 in the NFL.
Oh, I got
him and Douglas had 2 of the best. It was like 3 and 5. It was almost like Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. I don't know why he left, but I mean, his coverage ability is really good. I'm not saying it's bad. I think his hands are pretty good. I mean, I think when he dropped a couple picks.
Yeah,
but
he dropped some picks. I mean, again, but that's probably because he couldn't find the ball fast enough to get his hands on it right.
Yeah, more than likely.
Anyway, so those are the things. And here's the other thing. I like this question though. Do you think he was above average? I think when determining that, as the Packers are just practicing some running plays here, it's not real football.
Quay Walker got in the hole. There's no way. Yeah. I mean, Aaron Jones was going to be toast there.
This is team 1 mixed downs. Focus is mixed downs. So not mixed downs, but mixed downs. Anyway, you have to ask yourself, what is average? What's an average corner these days in the NFL? I know that there have been a lot of good young corners that have come into the league the last few years who have played really well. The Packers drafted this kid in the first round. To me, it's a bit of a disappointment at this point compared to those other young corners that have come in. Doesn't mean he can't get better. But I would just pump the brakes on, the Packers have, 3 elite corners. No, I don't think so. So that's where I'm at. I did want to talk about Rasul Douglas. Did we get to talk about him yet?
No, I didn't talk about him.
Okay. A.J. Dillon is on the screen, Ben. A.J. Dillon's in now.
Yep, he's looking good.
4.5 yards per carry. How excited are you for the Packers to run the ball 60% of the time this year?
That's not going to happen because Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback. But when they do run the ball, it's going to be nice. Why does he not wear the special head?
I don't know. I'm not sure. There must be some exemptions here.
Actually, I saw the press conference with.
Oof.
Is that a catch?
No, Aaron Rodgers tried to go down the sideline to Al Nazard, who was covered pretty well, and the ball was underthrown and thrown out of bounds. So Aaron Rodgers is a little...
And who's covered him? Eric Stokes.
Let's
watch it.
Come on, it's Al Nazard here.
Threw off his back foot.
He jumped in the air. He jumped in the air before. The ball was too far out of bounds anyway. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is off tonight. He does not look good. He's not placing the ball anywhere close to where he wants to during this family night. No. So right now, Jordan Love is throwing the most accurate. Danny Etling second, Aaron Rodgers third out of the 3 quarterbacks.
Okay, just calm down. People are.
I'm just saying. It's legit. Okay. Another pass, a little pressure coming. Rifles it over the middle. Jawan Winfrey. Jawan Winfrey. Let's see. Can he rebound and make the team? That's an interesting question.
I don't see it.
You don't see it happening? Anybody else? Thoughts on if Jawan Winfrey might make the team or not?
I just don't think there's a spot there. The only way he makes a team is if Sammy Watkins gets cut. And that's the truth. Winfrey doesn't play special teams.
He's got way more upside than Sammy Watkins.
Okay. But and here's the thing. If the Packers are if Goody is looking to the future, like worried about next season, then he should have Winfrey make the team. But if they're worried about just doing it this year, he might not make it. And if they cut him, I think he'll go to a different team. I think he'll be on some other team. Even if he has to go to practice squad, I think he'll just be like, I'm done with this crap. I'm sick of being in Green Bay all these years, and they keep letting me go and not worrying about me and all this kind of stuff. And, even when I had a chance finally this year, they drafted 3 guys. And, Goody doesn't like cutting his draft picks.
No, he does not. He does not. Well, Lee thinks Samori Toure has a better chance. He does. He does, absolutely. I mean, Toure is on the team. I'm pretty sure he is. Unless they feel like they can hide him on the practice squad. That would be the only way he doesn't make the 53. But if he shows up well in, special teams returns and he makes, some dynamic plays, they're going to have to keep him on the roster, which then is going to mean an adjustment for some things. I will say Aaron Rodgers has looked good rifling the ball tonight when he's stepped into it and thrown like out routes and stuff like that. But when he's had to throw touch passes and put the air on the ball a lot, he's been off tonight. Jordan Love's looking pretty good though so far. Maybe Tom Clemens is the difference. He's helping Jordan Love be better.
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying.
I know.
They're saying his mechanics are much better. Yeah, maybe it helps to have an actual good quarterback coach instead of Aaron Rodgers' buddy Luke Getsy as the quarterback coach. I don't know. You know how I've always felt about Luke Getsy this whole time. Wow, that was a risky pass. But I had that new guy from the Raiders who apparently has got the worst coverage rating of all safeties in the history of all time, apparently.
Tyler Davis should have come up with it if he wants to beat out Big Dog here. Come on, Tyler Davis. Let's go. You got to be the man this year.
Probably that weird thing on his head that's messing him up.
It might be. Or maybe his nose got in the way. Anyway, he's getting some coaching as he comes to the sideline about how to adjust more to that ball. Juwan Winfrey's 25 years old. Finishing up on him.
I know.
Sammy Watkins.
So Tyler Davis.
Right. Tyler Davis, too. Sammy Watkins, I just don't know. I think I would love to see... I don't know. We'll see what Sammy Watkins can do, but I'd love to see Winfrey make the team. Right now, they got 96? The second team O-line in, so they're not even holding up very well against guys.
Oh, my God. They're getting creamed.
Cole Van Lanen's in there. Jack Heflin.
Oh, he kicked the crap out of whoever the left tackle was.
Dang, he looks
It was awesome. He destroyed him. He looks huge.
He looks chubbier than last year.
Yeah, he looks way bigger.
Looks like he put on a little anchor weight.
His shoulder pads might just be really small.
No, he got some more anchor weight to help anchor against the double teams. He just put on the weight where you can add it. That's what he did.
Okay. Well, he looked really great on that play.
Yeah, he did. I also like Inigbare here. Oh my goodness, this should have been.
Whoa, that should have been a pick.
All bouncing around. Jordan Love, that was not a good decision. There were like 4 defenders right next to one receiver.
Yikes. They're not showing the replay of that one.
Leroy Butler, they're saying Leroy Butler's going to the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Enshrined in 2022. Safety for the Green Bay Packers from 1990 to 2001.
He was a corner at first. He wasn't a safety until later.
I know. Received this trophy after he was the man. He is the man. Look at him. Leroy Butler. Congrats. 4-time Pro Bowl selection, 4-time first team All-Pro. That's the craziest. 4-time All-Pro selection. Player of the decade, right? He was on the team of the decade.
Yep. Safety of the decade, yep.
And he had to wait this long to get in the freaking Hall of Fame. Ridiculous.
38 picks, 20 sacks, 20.5 sacks. He was the start of the modern day playmaker at corner or at star or whatever you want to call it. Safety, whatever you want to, he's the Charles Woodson, the Troy Polamalu, all this kind of stuff. Nobody else did that stuff before Leroy. Nobody. Mm-hmm. Even Ronnie Lott, he was a big hitter in the back, but he wasn't necessarily blitzing and covering and getting picks and stuff. He was just known for smacking the crap out of dudes. And same thing with Steve Atwater, just a big guy who smacked the crap out of dudes. But Leroy Butler, he combined, pretty decent speed, super good smarts, ability to be aggressive at times, but also know where his help is, and communication with the other guys. He talks a lot about communication. When you go back, and I don't know if they're going to do it as many. They didn't do as many last year, but the whole Leroy Butler's X's and O's, when he would break down safety plays, he talked a lot about what him and Eugene would talk about, or him and Sharper, or him and Mike Pryor, or whoever it was at the time when he's playing with, and how they communicated on what to do and what not to do on certain plays. And I know it's a different defense nowadays than what they played back then. But he would explain like what they would have done in the situation in a play where it totally was a disaster. And nowadays Packer defense, obviously, whatever. It just what I'm saying. But it's interesting that he's a guy who used all those things. He wasn't very big. He got drafted as a corner, but he was kind of slow. So they moved him to safety, and he made a lot of plays. And what more could you ask for than 20 sacks and 38 picks and 4 All-Pros? I mean, when he had a good season, he had a good season. At a time when there were a lot of thumpers at safety, making a lot of tackles. He competed where he was more of a hybrid, defensive back / playmaker, more than just a safety. Also a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm. He was just a good football player. And another thing about him was awareness and smarts. That's what they talk about. Okay, let's get into that now, because we're talking about defensive backs. Aaron Rodgers making a statement. Again, sometimes Aaron Rodgers is smart. He made a statement talking about Rasul Douglas, saying that he reminds him a lot of one Charles Woodson.
I just find it hilarious because a week ago, Rasul Douglas had a press conference where he said, I want to be all-pro and defensive player of the year. And nobody wrote about that. And nobody talked about him saying those things. Okay? It was just like in one ear and out the other. Like they didn't even hear him say it.
Except we did, because you
right,
did. And
because
then I went and watched it, and I was like, holy crap, that's awesome.
And now Aaron Rodgers says, oh, he reminds me of Charles Woodson. And now everybody's like, Rasul Douglas, oh my God, he is really good, isn't he? I mean, he does. Oh, you know what I like about Rasul Douglas? He really gets in there and tackles. He really gets in there and makes plays. He has really good awareness. He's able to cover guys and yet also get off the block when it's a running play. Oh, wow, he's really good at punching the ball out and making, and he knows he's awareness and communication and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no freaking crap! We've been talking about this since the Cardinals game, where I showed like 7 or 8 different plays of him doing all of the things that a great defensive back does. And I said even then, I don't think we've had a guy this good since Charles Woodson. I also said this is the best defensive back on the team, period. End of story. I said that after the Carolina game, or the Cardinal game, after I watched the tape, after he had this huge, he made the saving play of the game. And now finally, because Aaron Rodgers says something, now everybody in the media and all the fans are like, oh, yeah, Rasul Douglas, he is pretty good. Oh, yeah. Ugh.
One third as good as Jair Alexander, according to his pay, though.
His pay.
Yeah. Ridiculous. I mean, that Jair Alexander got paid that much.
That almost got picked.
That was a little sketchy. Aaron Rodgers went big dog, though.
Risky.
Big dog. Should he make the team this year? We said no. Probably not.
If it came down, let me ask you a question. If it came down between Big Dog and Dominic Daphne, who would you rather have?
I'd take Daphne.
Yes. When it came down between Big Dog or DeGuara, who would you rather have?
DeGuara.
Came down to Big Dog and Big Nose. Who would you rather have?
Tyler Davis. Big Dog is fourth. Well, fifth. If you had Tunyon.
Add Tunyon.
Tunyon's back.
I mean,
Big Dog is the number 5 tight end in camp, and he's gonna make the team. I hope not. I just come on. You can't spend a spot.
But he's gonna. It's the same thing with Randall Cobb, who just dropped his pass just now, or maybe Amos got his hand in there. I don't know.
A couple weeks ago, we talked about leadership concerns, and they always talk about Big Dog being a great leader and all that sort of stuff. Now, things have come out in the last couple weeks, multiple things showing how good of a leader and strong of a leader Rashawn Gary is.
Yep, that's what I've been hearing.
Stuff about Douglas being a leader. So maybe there's enough guys on the defensive side of the ball.
On the defense, yeah.
I know, but for the whole team, you know what I mean?
I know. Well, yeah. I mean,
even can affect the whole team.
With Charles Woodson and
right.
And God, why do I not remember anybody's names? What's his
Julius
face?
Peppers.
Julius Peppers, yeah, big guy. Those guys were leaders when Aaron Rodgers was a quarterback. It was those two guys who were leaders at the team. So, and Clay Matthews and Mike Daniels, like those were the guys who were the main leaders of the team, not Aaron Rodgers. So you're right. I mean, it could be a defensive leadership team of guys. And the other thing that was really cool about Rasul Douglas' last press conference he had, they asked him how long he stays at practice lately, and he's like, well, 7 o'clock or 7:30, 8 o'clock, I've been staying till. And they're like, oh, really? And they're like, oh, that's pretty late. And he's like, well, when the season starts, I'll be here till 10. Rasul Douglas is all in this year.
He's working. He's good, and he's working.
And that's what he did last year, he said. He's like, I was here till 10 o'clock every night. Like studying film, working on stuff. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing, knowing what's going on. I don't know. The guy is. Every time I see an interview with him, every time I see anything with him, he's just number one in my heart, And it's really sad because Aaron Jones just ran the ball, and it makes me sad because Aaron Jones is always number one in my heart, and he still is in there. But Rasul Douglas is shoving him out a little bit every time he says something. It's getting scary.
Well, there's a couple things here. We'll get back to Aaron Jones in a second. But finishing on Douglas is the other thing from his. So he's been getting quite a few interviews that have been put on YouTube through the Packers and stuff like that from his locker the last week. And so, because I went back and I watched the one you talked about. Oh, my God, Rodgers almost picked. I don't know what he was looking at in that one. Oh, boy.
Was that Campbell? Yep.
Oh, no. That's one of the safeties, I think.
I just saw long hair, and I was like,
I can't read his name. There's too much hair in the way. I'm not sure what Aaron Rodgers is looking at. That was a good break on the ball.
Oh, it should have been picked.
Should have been picked, yeah. Aaron Rodgers staring down Alan Lazard.
And Alan Lazard falling over again. Yeah, but he's falling over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't stay on his feet ever.
We are at a goal. We were at a goal line situation here. We were first and goal from the 3. I think the Packers elected to throw a pass here. Maybe they're just working on passes. Oh no, this time they hand off to Aaron Jones, but it's stuffed out pretty good. They're not even taking him down. Is that Hafeman? No, Dean Lowry. Lowry ate his Wheaties tonight. Speaking of Wheaties and cereal, might as well go there. Is Aaron Jones touchdown squares is rumored to be the new official cereal of Hafeman Bros. Aaron Jones
it's
touchdown
going to be
squares.
After this weekend when I go to Green Bay and get some. Hopefully there's some somewhere. Hey, anybody in the comments, Lee, where can I get some Aaron Jones touchdown squares?
Yeah, tell us. We're going to Green Bay.
Do I go to the Pig or what?
Aaron Jones touchdown squares.
Cub Foods. Where am I going?
That festival or that local grocery stores. Where is it? Where is it, man? All right. We're just working on some stuff here. Another little guy. Jonathan Garvin's throwing a little thump around tonight. He looks like he's excited. Okay. They need more depth at edge, so if Garvin steps up, he was a 7th rounder a couple years ago. Did okay. Maybe he's come back to camp rejuvenated and working harder. Last thing I want to say about Douglas was that his last couple interviews, though, I love what he's about. I love how he's saying stuff. I love his attitude. Like, yes, we knew he's a hard worker, but he's in the mindset. He's putting stuff out there. He's not shying away from the pressure, like you said. He's saying what his goals are. He's saying what he wants to do. He's saying what he expects from himself. I mean, and he's going to be a leader for this team. And that guy was cast aside by 4 teams last year. 4 teams. Packers got lucky on that one. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can talk about Rasul Douglas all night long, and I love talking about him. So that's all I can say. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best defensive back we have, and I don't want to hear anybody say otherwise. And I'm sick of hearing people say it. Just like like I talked about when they asked him about the whole, why is Jair the best cornerback in the league? And he's just like, he just didn't answer for a while. He gave him a stupid face, and then they asked the same question again. And then he's like, because that's what the numbers say, or whatever, or the stats say. He's like, that's what the stats say. He didn't go on and on and on about all the great things he can do, because he knows Jair's a good cover corner. He is. There's no doubt about it. He can't hold up against the run. He gets hurt when he tries to tackle somebody, unless he's tackling Adam Thielen into some Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those greatest tackle of all time. I'll give him that. Time ago. He's got the greatest tackle of all time. But
during his first year, but since then he shied away because he got dinged up. This just hit my brain. That was from the last interview. That I love how he said it, and I love what he's doing. He came out and said the difference between great cornerbacks, or the what sets great cornerbacks apart, is their ball skills and their ability to also combine ball skills with return skills, which he has, right? You've seen it. I mean, he housed a couple last year. He catches it. He can navigate through space. But he talked about, he's like, the guys that are the best, they make plays on the ball. And I don't think he was necessarily shading Jair by saying that, because Jair doesn't have many picks or many turnovers, but he was saying, look at all the big turnover plays I made and what I did with them. I'm the best.
Yeah. Even when he's with the Eagles, he had 5 picks, so. And he didn't play hardly as much.
I freaking love it. Man, just the confidence and all of it, man. And hard worker to go along with confidence and everything he's been through. Yeah. Pulling for that guy to have a monster year, play all the game. Just think about it. Last year, what did he start? 10 games? Right?
So, something like that.
Yeah. So, come on. Think about a full season. Watch out. He's going to be a monster. Is this defense going to be as good as people are?
Well, based on this practice, whether it's the first, second, or third defense, they're winning like almost every time here. I mean, that one play was a touchdown where I think it was Cabianento who, he had good coverage. Just Samari Toure just made a great catch. He couldn't locate the ball. He thought there's no way he's going to catch it. He was practically falling on his butt, and he slid on the ground and caught the pass. So, I'm just thinking, man, it's pretty exciting. I haven't been this excited since, I don't even know, to be honest, since we had Mike Daniels probably, when I really cared about the defense as much as I do now. But think about it. When we won the Super Bowl in 1996, we had the number 1 rated scoring defense. When we run the Super Bowl in 2010, we had the number 1 rated defense. It's not like a secret. It's not a surprise. Everybody keeps talking up Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, who are good and great Hall of Fame quarterbacks. They are. But one man out of 11 cannot win games. But if you have 11 playing together on defense, that can be something. And those are the 2 times we won the Super Bowl in my lifetime, is when we had the best defense in the league, scoring-wise. And that's something I'm excited about. And I think these guys with this team, now, are we a little, top-heavy on it? Yes. Our starters are all really pretty good, like really, really good. Our weakest link, I think, is Savage, who needs to wake up and start playing like he did in 2020. He's another guy who can't locate the ball in the air, as we bring up many times, same as Stokes, but hopefully that'll change. And then also, I think another weak link is Kenny Clark. I'm sorry. I know everybody thinks Kenny Clark is the greatest thing of all time.
What?
But he's slow. He can beat his guy, and then he's not impactful. Larry McCarron said something in the pregame. He said, yeah, they can put him over on the edge of the same position that Warren Sapp made famous, because he can get in the backfield and then chase down the running back from behind. And I'm like, Kenny Clark can't chase anybody from behind. He's too damn slow. He's too damn slow. I'm sorry. And I've listened to every single Pack-A-Day podcast from Andy Herman for the last 2 weeks about him talking about Packer practice, and he has mentioned everybody under the sun on the defensive line and linebacker, outside linebackers, who have beat somebody on the offensive line and gotten the backfield on a pass play or a run play to make a play. He has never once mentioned his favorite guy, Kenny Clark, who he always says, Kenny Clark, and then he's like, well, Kenny Clark, he's not the kind of guy who's going to, like, get penetration or get a lot of sacks or get a lot of tackles for loss. Or I'm like, well, what is he then? Why are we paying him all this money? What does he do? And we're going to see this year, because now that we have Jerron Reed, now that we have Devontae Wyatt drafted in, maybe TJ Slate in the second year will do some more stuff. Dean Lowry seems to be making some plays. Heck, Jeff Heflin, we just watched him in his practice, beat the snot out of some dude and get in the backfield, just shove this guy out of the way and make a tackle. We're going to see some plays being made on the defensive line by guys when Kenny Clark's not in there. And then we're going to see plays when Kenny Clark is in there, and they might not look as good. And Packer fans are going to have to wake up to the truth, and so is Goody, and so is the frickin' Packer staff. Now, am I saying Kenny Clark is bad? No. He is a very good player. He's very strong. He's very good at one-on-one. He can get past the guy. I think what his best asset should be is to make it look like you're losing, so that the running back thinks to run to your spot. And then he has really good upper body strength. And then just shove that guy out of the way and then make the tackle. But he's not good at, like, following the guy. He's not good at chasing down guys. All that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I'm not saying he's bad. Like, I think Gilbert Brown had better lateral movement than this guy. Gilbert Brown.
Hey, update. Packer open practice on Sunday is 12:30. Monday is 10:30. So 12:30 Sunday. Family nights tonight. They'll take the night off or the day off tomorrow, and then open practice Sunday 12:30.
12:30
we'll be there.
Afternoon. It's gonna be that late.
Yeah.
When's practice on Monday?
10:30. I just said both of them. Do you listen?
Yeah, but
to
I don't.
talking
No,
all...
I never listen. I told you I have to watch the show back again to hear what you say, because I totally am never listening to you.
Oh, right now it's the voice of John Kuhn. I don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's punt. They're practicing punts now. They're practicing punts now. Probably not something you guys want to worry about.
Well, O'Donnell's supposed to be good. Let's see what he does. I don't know. I mean,
he's fine. Well, Rich has got him fired up. Ty Summers is wearing a red jersey. Ty Summers, does he make the team this year?
everybody's saying no.
I doubt
Everybody's saying no.
He'd have to be like a
last
special teams monster in order to make it. But I don't think
it's the last year of his contract, so cutting him now is not really going to hurt you that bad. If you don't see him in the future, like if you don't think he's worth it, then, and it's really sad because 2 or 3 years ago, whatever that was, I think it was actually almost 3 years ago now when he was in his second year, or maybe it's 2 years ago, whatever.
It's 2 years ago, yep.
And we watched the 49er game, and I put up a bunch of plays, and we looked at it, and we saw how he was, getting off blocks, and he was fast to the point of the running. He was doing really good in running defense. And then he had the game against the Saints where everybody blamed him for that big, huge touchdown by Alvin Kamara because he kind of took the wrong angle, and then he tackled him with the wrong shoulder, as you point out. But other than that play, he was pretty good. He was kind of all over the place, making things happen.
Last year, I thought
he tackled well.
I thought he was going to take off last year, and then
I know
he just looked.
When we watched him in the preseason, he wasn't looking good.
No, he looked terrible.
Something we said, it was like, something's different here. He's not looking good. I don't know what's going on, if he's lost his confidence or I don't know. But based on the fact that Quay Walker's there, Chris Barnes is a solid backup who's going to know what's going on. And you got McDuffie and some other guys, I just don't see it. It's sad. I mean, we always had high hopes for him because I saw flashes where he could turn into something awesome. But by signing Devondre Campbell, that took him out of the rotation for sure. And then, now they're drafting Quay Walker in the first round. I mean, it's like you got two high-profile guys and Chris Barnes, who's proven it that he can actually get out there and make plays and make tackles. And if you're looking at weighing in a young guy for special teams or a guy in his fourth year on the last end of his contract for special teams, I'm thinking they're probably going to keep the young guy.
Yep. Hey, just a side note, Amari Rodgers. There's a very short punt that was headed towards the sideline, and Rodgers attacked the ball and made the catch. So he's looking more comfortable, more confident. Now, there's not guys bearing down on him here, but still. He looks more comfortable out there catching punts, so that's good. Romeo Doubs is catching punts too, but he's a little bobbly. He had a little bobble there on that one. So maybe Amari Rodgers, you could be the guy for punt returns this year. Make the team, be on the team. I mean, he's a third-round pick last year, so they're not cutting him. Ty Summers, to wrap it up, like 2 years ago, we saw what we saw. I thought last year he was going to be awesome. He didn't look the same. The one thing that we went back to was he was at that time when he was drafted, and even 2 years ago, he was the only guy that was speed at that spot.
Yeah.
Like, that was the difference. We had a bunch of slow guys and him. And now we got some guys with some speed.
Yeah.
And
he's not
the same.
That was one of the things. He was the only linebacker with speed. You're right.
Yeah.
And so it made him impactful like we needed him. And now with Devondre Campbell and Quay Walker, it's like now our starters have speed. Like there's no reason to not have those two guys on the field at all times if possible, unless they get hurt or something. It's Amari Rodgers. Amari Rodgers is running hard. I'll give him that.
And he looks way more comfortable catching punts right now than he did last year.
Oh, that's good.
The whole of last year. Aaron Rodgers trying to hit the net again, way off to the left. He's having a rough time.
Well, he's way further away now.
Jordan Love, going for it. Let's see it. Jordan Love. Oh, he missed two on the other side. All right. They're going for like the 40, 50 yarders for the net right here. Let's see how they do. Danny Etling, let's go, baby. Did Danny Etling get one? They wouldn't even show it. They wouldn't even show it.
It's Danny Etling. Nobody cares.
Rodgers trying to hit it in the net. This time, will he get one? No, that one's off right.
Man,
somebody's got to hit the net. Let's go.
Fans aren't cheering for you, Raj.
Jordan Love. Nope, he's short. Oh, short. Man. Come on, show Etling. Maybe he gets it, baby. Come on.
Nobody
Etling, throw it.
I don't want Etling to get it. I don't want the two guys ahead of him to not get it and then him get it. That just makes me sad.
Didn't even show up. Maybe Etling's not even trying it. I don't know. Rodgers going for it another time. Way off to the left. Ooh, boy.
Man, his accuracy rating in Madden should go down.
It's rough tonight.
Yeah.
Big Rodgers.
Ooh, he's pissed.
I told you he was mad before. He looked mad.
Ooh, that did not look
Jordan
good coming
Love.
out, but Yeah,
At least he hit the.
died. That thing looked like it hit a spot about after 30 yards and just died.
They're finally showing one from Etling. Let's see, baby. Oh, a little too much. A little
Etling's got
high
more
on.
zip than Jordan Love has on his pass.
Yeah, he does. He does. Wow. All right. Rodgers going again. No, way left. Wow.
When are these guys going to quit? They've already done the same spot like 17,000 times.
They're showing it. They're showing it. They got to get one. They got to get one. They're not going to get one.
I don't think they're going to be. Fans are going to be here all night if that's what they're waiting for. If they're waiting for one of these guys to hit it.
Wow, Danny Etling was way too long. He was like 5 yards too long on that one. All right. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is getting really mad now.
He is getting really mad.
He probably won't. Rodgers probably won't let him stop the drill until he gets one.
No, this guy's saying that's it.
But nobody's hitting him. Nobody's getting him.
Rodgers ain't quitting.
Etling was the closest.
Oop! Now he's praying to his gods to get.
He gave himself some self-love, unconditional self-love. But he I can't get it.
All right, we should be laughing at this. It's not nice.
It's funny though. Jordan Love, get it? No, not even close. That was like
his ball is just
short.
it like dies.
It's weak.
It's not looking good. Danny Etling looks good. His ball looks really good. Yeah, his ball looks good. Dang.
Maybe Danny Etling should be backup quarterback.
I mean, it's no Justin Herbert, but hey.
They just keep throwing them.
They want to go to commercial once somebody actually hits one here.
No, Aaron Rodgers actually he actually hit the stand.
Wow,
and they're like, really guys, we got to go to commercial. You guys can't hit this freaking net.
We got to. There's people that sponsored this family night. We got to let them get paid.
Too much self-love. He's been giving himself a lot of self-love lately.
Whoa. Hey, I thought he had a girlfriend that was a witch or whatever that thing happened. Listen, that's a really small target. Receivers can adjust. It's not the end of the world. A lot of those passes are pretty dang close. I will say, but what I will say is this: I think Rodgers' ball looks good.
Yeah,
I think Danny Etling's ball looked good. I think Jordan Love's ball looked pretty bad. It looked kind of like when it gets about 30 yards, and it's on when it's on its way down, it kind of just is like it don't look good. I'm sorry, I don't know what he's doing. If he's aiming too hard or what he's doing, but it's not looking good there on that deep pass.
I'm sure Tom Clemens will coach him up on that. Get him figured out here. You could tell though, Aaron Rodgers was stepping into those throws and really trying. Feet were on the ground, and he was trying to hit it, but it wasn't working. He was getting mad. But nobody could hit the long ones tonight. Sorry guys, QBs couldn't do it. Well, that's how it goes. Some days you can't be at your best. It's just reality. Just like me. Wednesday was a rough day. Felt totally useless. Totally useless at my new job. I was like, I can't do anything right, and I can't do anything productive, and then yesterday was a better day, and then today was not too bad. So there you go. Put up my first video project. Video for the radio.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff. Oh, Bruce is blaming it on the plant. He says psychedelic drugs. Now, there was no talk about psychedelic drugs, Bruce. He tried to plant a natural psychedelic plant from South America 2 years ago that then opened his mind to being nicer to himself and self-loving and unconditionally loving himself, so then he could get 2 MVPs and then love others.
Right.
So that was what he said.
Yeah.
Basically, in a nutshell.
Hey, as long as you run the damn offense and run the ball more, you can drink as much weird tea as you want. I don't care. You know?
Oh, man. They got some bad commercials here from, what is this? I'm looking. Do they have Aaron Jones touchdown squares? Tell me you do.
Oh, don't drop the milk. Oh, it's not even
it's
not even a supermarket commercial. It's a lottery.
It was a fake one. So if they had Aaron Jones touchdown scores in that store, we couldn't even go to that store. It's fake. Dang it. All right.
Well, that guy had never used a mop before in his life.
Nope.
Heads up. I've used a mop many times. Clean it up. Slap.
We're going to lose our video feed here in a few minutes, so I'll have to restart another one. But that's all right. I think one more and we'll get to the end. Forgot I was on the free Zoom and they cut you off even on just a 2-person meeting now at 40 minutes. But what do you do? Okay, so what else I want to talk about tonight? So we talked about Yash and how all of a sudden Goody says he's awesome, and I said he was awesome, and now the Packers are. Okay. Oh yes,
Goody's not taller than a top 10 offensive lineman in the league like you are. That's just nuts.
All I'm saying is, don't be concerned if Bakhtiari never plays again, because
let me ask you. Wait, I got a question. I got a question for you.
Yash has got it. Yeah.
I got a question for you. And all the guys. There's a couple got Bruce Lee.
All right, give me a question.
That other new guy was, what was his name again? Greg, if he's still hanging around.
Greg, yeah.
I listened to Andy Herman's thing from yesterday or whatever, and he had an interview with another guy. They were talking about like roster cuts and all that kind of stuff. And he talked about the offensive line as if it was like, Andy Herman said this, as if it was like a pitching, like a starting rotation in pitching, where you got your two really good guys that you got to count on, and then like your third guy's pretty good, but then your fourth and fifth can kind of stink, and it's okay because your first and second guys are so good. And I'm like, that is the opposite of the offensive line should be. Offensive line should be solid, 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 solid. I would take 5 solid to good players over 2 awesome guys, a solid guy, and 2 guys that stink any day of the week. Because you're only as good as your weakest link on the offensive line. But I don't know what you think. I don't know what the people listening, like, would you rather have? Because he was talking about if Bakhtiari and Jenkins come back, then he feels pretty good about the offensive line because they're so good that it doesn't matter if these other guys stink. And I was like, no, like you need all the guys on your offensive line to be good, or else, like, because you have a weak link and they attack the weak link. Like a good team, a good defense will know where to go.
We've had weak links over the last handful of years, and they've gotten exploited, especially in the playoffs. So, like, look,
that makes no sense. Like, just watch the Tampa Bay tape.
Right.
Our tackles were destroyed. Even last year against 49ers, the tackles were terrible. And it's just like, how can you say that? It doesn't make sense. You need to have, it's nothing like that. What it's more like is like I don't know what it would be, like a defense in hockey or something, right? Where like everybody's working together as a unit to stop the puck from getting there, right? Like you I don't know. It seems the exact opposite. Like you need to have guys that are solid and know what to do and know how to work together. I would take 5 guys who know how to work together, who aren't super crazy athletic monsters, but are able to work together to stop, and kind of almost read each other's minds and make plays. Then a couple of awesome guys, and then 2 stinky guys. Like that doesn't make sense.
You're telling me Andy Herman said this in a recent...
He said it. He said it's just like a pitcher rotation, a starting pitcher rotation, where you have your 2 awesome guys. You're 1 and 2, okay. And then maybe it's okay if your 4 and 5 stink. And I'm like, no, it's not okay.
Not at all. You okay? So here's the deal. I don't mind pointing out other people in there. Aaron Rodgers is way off on his throws tonight, by the way, but that's all right. It's not a game. It's fine. It's just practice. But I don't mind criticizing other people when they're saying dumb stuff. And Andy Herman, I'm sorry, but the last month, 6 weeks to a month, he said a lot of dumb stuff and like crazy stuff that's just way off. And that's why I'm sorry to point it out, because I think he's a nice dude and I appreciate what he's been doing for Packers
most of the time
fans.
I like what he says, and I agree.
Yeah, but he's been way off. We did that top 10 list. We did those great to good list. We did some of that other stuff. Like the dude's been just way off. He's been making these wild, inconsistent statements. And so maybe it's just when you got to do a new episode every day. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, right? Maybe when you got to do something new every single day, you end up getting to the point where, I got to come with something new today, and you take a different stance, and then you completely contradict yourself and reality at one point. And that's what he's been doing, is contradicting reality. Offensive line is, think about the Packers' best offensive lines. Most of them did not have number 1 picks on them, or more than one first round pick on it, right? They had guys that were good, that worked together. They're not like crazy athletes, but they knew what they were doing, and they knew their technique, and they worked together. Why do you think that's so? Again, like in my top 10 offensive linemen, were those the most athletic, strong, fast, big offensive linemen in the NFL? No. I looked at the way guys played, and I've showed a bunch of times, and I understand you guys want to put down Lucas Patrick. A bunch of people do. He was never going to be the most imposing. He was never going to be the strongest. He was never going to be the fastest. He was never going to be any of that. But he worked his ass off. He stuck on guys. He stayed on his block. and he made adjustments well, and that's why I loved him. I didn't like Lucas Patrick. He didn't become my favorite Packer because of any other reason than the way he played and the way he performed and the way he always stepped in and did whatever he had to do. And anyway, I like guys like that. In an offensive line play, which I've pointed out and I've shown, the most important piece, the majority of the time, is sustaining a block, sustaining your block. It's great if you can get movement. And in some cases, like short yardage and goal line, you want to get movement. Okay. You want to be able to out muscle the guy in front of you at times. But more important than that is running interference. Because if you're, I'm sorry, I'm going to break it down to the simplest terms. If you're here and your running back is here and the defensive guy stays here, he can't tackle your running back over here. But if you don't sustain your block and you let him go, then he's got a clear path to your running back and he can tackle him. So the most important thing is sustaining blocks and running interference the majority of the time. And that's what you need guys that are going to do and be able to do. Now, I have major concerns about Royce. I have major concerns about all of the shifting all the time. Like we've talked about this before, and Rick has mentioned it. Why can't they just settle guys in and let guys get comfortable at a position? Figure out now. So rather than this, let's get our best five out there and our best five combination. Don't tell they've seen enough of these guys, most of these guys, except for the rookies. You know Myers is going to be center. They are in love with Runyon at left guard, which, okay, maybe. Let Yash be left tackle. That's it. Just let him work at left tackle. Figure out your right tackle. Keep somebody at right guard. And let those five work. And then the guys behind them, yes, shuffle them around. Let them cross-train, blah, blah, blah. Great. But all this shuffliness, while it's handy for your game day roster, and I totally get, that should be emergency type stuff. That's like Randall Cobb being the emergency third quarterback. Okay? You don't want to have to do it, but if you have to do it, you will. But let's get these guys in positions where their footwork's always the same. They always know what they're doing. They know how to adjust from certain angles. They're blocking the same type of guys every game, rather than putting a guy at right guard like a Royce Newman and then kicking him out to tackle and then putting him back at guard. Those are two very different positions. Pick one.
Tackle. Hey, I lost the feed.
Oh, okay, I'll get it back for you.
I would say the thing I'm excited for the offensive line is like part of me wants, when Jenkins comes back, I want to see him at like right guard, which sounds weird. But if they're not going to move Sean Ryan up and give him a chance with the ones, and they haven't yet in camp, I would almost rather have them figure out the tackles now and leave it there where it's at. And I think Jenkins, like everybody thinks he's so great at playing tackle. I'm not seeing it in passing downs. He does good on running downs, obviously, because he's, a bigger guy and he plays guard most of the time. But with a solid interior with Runyon Bunyan and Myers and Jenkins at the guards, I could see that as being like, whoa, like run the ball and destroy dudes left and right. It'd be pretty awesome. And you could get away with Yash, and then whoever at right tackle, because you got a really good player right next to him, and Jenkins. So I know that sounds crazy, but that's just what I've been thinking. If they're not going to give, if maybe Sean Ryan doesn't have what they're looking for, or he's not quite ready to play yet, I would love to see Jenkins at guard. And I know it sounds crazy, but I don't care when he comes back.
It's not. It doesn't sound crazy. He is a guard, and he's much better at guard. And I had other plays queued up when we did the offensive lineman expose show, and Mo got really excited. I had other plays queued up that showed Jenkins at left tackle where he really was not very good, and
he's good in the running game, just not.
He
the passing
didn't
game.
sustain his blocks very well, especially passing, but also even in the running game, he didn't sustain his blocks that well. He's better when he's inside, and that's just straight up truth. Yash is a much better tackle than Elton Jenkins. And I had a guy at work today said to me, we were talking about the offensive line, and I said something to him, and he was like, yeah, well, Jenkins is so good, he can play anywhere. I'm like, they told you that.
But that's
They've
what
told
they
you
hear.
that, but it's not true.
Hear. That's what people hear, so they just regurgitate what
Jenkins
they hear.
plays. He's good at guard. That's where he should play. He should not be center. He should not be tackle. He should be guard. And I would prefer John Runyon at right guard. If Jenkins comes back, Jenkins left guard, Runyon right guard. Yash is going to be fine. Yash can play left tackle. He can play right tackle.
Here's what I would say.
If Bakhtiari comes back,
I would rather see Runyon. I would rather see Runyon at left guard.
I understand what you're saying.
Because then you got veteran, super veteran, awesome guy next to a really pretty good guy, next to your young center who's a beefcake. Then you got superstar awesome guy next to Yash at right tackle. That's what I would like to see if Bakhtiari comes back. Now, if Bakhtiari doesn't come back, then I would almost still keep Yash and Runyon because Runyon's solid enough and Yash is solid enough. And then you could still have Jenkins at right guard next to a guy who's probably in trouble. And Jenkins can help him out because he'd be so good at right guard and be really smart and know what's going on. And or put Sean Ryan there and move Jenkins to right tackle. And he could still help out. But I think the combination of Yash and Runyon is a good combo on the left side. But if Bakhtiari comes back, then I still want to see Yash over there. I'd rather see Jenkins over on the right side. Now, I don't know if he feels comfortable on the right side or the left side or whatever he's playing. I don't know what is best, like where he feels more comfortable at. I mean, he made his mark his rookie year playing left guard. So, and it wasn't until injuries happened where they had to move him all over the place. And then, like the first game of when they played the Vikings, the first game 2 years ago, where all of a sudden he was starting at right tackle or whatever, and everybody's like, "Whoa, what the heck's he doing starting right tackle?" And and then things went snowballed from there, where they just started putting him everywhere. Then he's playing center, and then he's playing left tackle, and he's like all over the dang place. So I don't know, but I mean they also drafted all these guys, right? Zach Tom seems super smart.
He's the other one. They're working him in,
right? But he's not big enough. He's like he gets his butt kicked on plays. Like from what I hear.
The part I don't understand about that is this: why are they working Zach Tom at left tackle? Let Yash stay at left tackle and work Zach Tom at right tackle if you want to try him out.
Here's the reason why I think they're hedging their bets that Bakhtiari will come back and be ready. And Yash has to also work at right tackle too because he's your best tackle after Bakhtiari. And Jenkins won't be back until halfway through the year. So they need to get Yash reps at both left and right tackle so he gets used to playing both because he's going to have to play both eventually. There is what they're hoping, that Bakhtiari comes back and he can play both eventually. I think that's why they're doing it. It's the same reason why somebody like Andy Herman was talking about this yesterday, and I agree with what he said. People were saying, like, why is Chris Barnes never with the ones? Like, it seems like you've got Campbell and Quay Walker starting, and then there's McDuffie and another guy who are coming in and giving them rest here and there with the ones. But Chris Barnes is taking almost all the snaps at the twos. And Andy Herman's like, well, that's because he needs to know the plays. Like, if Campbell goes down, then Chris Barnes is the guy out there calling the plays. He's the guy getting everybody lined up in the right spots. So the reason why he is running with the twos is because he is the leader of that team. He needs to practice being the leader so that if Campbell does go down, Chris Barnes is taking his place, not Quay Walker. Quay Walker stays where he is. He's going to be the athletic, crazy, run-around guy. And Chris Barnes would then come in and be the play caller, line up everybody, get everybody ready to go, blah, 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 kind of thing. I mean, I know they don't call the plays, but they relay the play from the play caller. You know what I mean? And it's a great point by Andy Herman. Because like some people are like, Chris Barnes, he fell from the starter to like all of a sudden now he's like fifth on the depth chart. And it's like Andy Herman's like, no, he's not fifth on the depth chart. He's third. Matter of fact, he's actually second. He's second to the Mike guy who wears the dot on his head linebacker. And that's why he's running with the twos. And that's why it's so important. And it also makes a lot of sense why Ty Summers might be lined up next to him. Because he's the fastest and big and all that kind of stuff. A lot like Quay Walker is. So maybe even Ty Summers, we're not seeing this. Maybe Ty Summers is actually getting a lot of reps at the twos because he is actually the backup to Quay Walker. And McDuffie and whoever this other guy is that it's running with the ones might not even make the team, for all I know.
Well, we'll see it.
You know,
we'll see it Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different situation because the defense as a unit, right, is usually going to be on the field together, but they still need to get certain guys ready if there's an injury. But more often than not, they're not going to play unless there's an injury, right, on defense. But on offense, like wide receivers, running backs, the skill players are often coming in and out and switching around and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So all those guys who are practicing with the ones are probably going to see some playing time eventually. Plus, there are a lot of injuries at wide receiver for some unknown reason. Now, then the offensive linemen, the reason why they're moving them all around is because we talked about it. It's the Bakhtiari Jenkins injury problem. So they have to try out everybody at every spot to see who's going to be the best at what spot.
Crazy.
And then when this guy comes back, well, then everybody else is going to move around and see what the best, it's, I don't know. I think they're doing that in the first couple of weeks here. And then after probably that first preseason game, then I think they're going to start really like solidifying, okay, this is what's going to happen. These guys are going here. This guy's going here and so forth.
They're running some plays now out of the end zone with the first team against first team. So first team offense.
Quay Walker couldn't even catch up to him. What the heck's going on with that? I thought Quay Walker's so fast.
Backed up, get a first down. That's what this is called. They have the current offensive line of Jake Hansen at right guard and Royce at right tackle, along with Myers and then Runyon and Yash on the left side. So that's a new combo. They've been working Jake Hansen in at right guard at times, trying him out.
Well, he's in his third year, and
yeah, but I also don't know why. I mean, I don't know why the rookies can't sniff it. Like, why is I don't know, and we haven't seen it all, so we don't know what's going on with Ryan, and we don't know what's going on with those guys and whatever. But hey, Rick, how you doing? We started a early bird show because of Packer Family Night, and it's almost done, and our night's almost done too. But good to see you, Rick. So Jake Hansen again, a center in college.
Oh.
Whew, he just overran his guy really
Royce
bad.
Newman got his butt kicked. Who's 90?
Oh, no, Aaron Jones is hopping around. Don't hop around, Aaron Jones.
Who's 90?
Is
that Jerron Reed?
Yeah.
Oh, he just destroyed Royce Newman on that play. And Aaron Jones had nowhere to go.
Well, Jake Hansen also overran his linebacker really badly in space, so that's not looking good.
So there was two guys who screwed up, and guess
if
what?
the right side is
the right side is going to be an issue all year unless we figure something out here.
Aaron Rodgers, at least that's the side his not his blind side, but he better be ready to.
I said this before. It's time. They need to go to athletic young. Get Sean Ryan out there. You're not going to be able to win with these technical things. Rodgers holding the ball too long. Aaron Jones gets tackled right away. Quay Walker.
Quay Walker.
That's AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon, but Quay Walker's right on it. Nice work.
Well, they were playing man coverage. That's the thing I never understand. When they play man coverage, like, why are we dumping off to the running back?
Look at this from Dad. What time did you start? Dad!
Come on, Dad!
Come on, man!
Dad's on Facebook. Oh, that's why you can't see him.
Oh, all right. Never mind. We start at 7:30, same time as Packers Family Night.
You got to put your notifications on, everybody.
You got to get it. Ben, say it again. Tell everybody again.
Hey, everybody, it's 9 o'clock. Hafeman Bros, except we started at 7:30 because it's Family Night. So, if you had your notifications on, you would have been told by YouTube, hey, Hafeman Bros is live right now at 7:30. Also, I got to work at 5 in the morning, and then I got to drive 6.5 hours to your house, Dad. So, I got to go to bed early tonight. I can't be up till 11 o'clock like most Fridays. I'll never get any sleep. Alan Lazard, he's showing a first down.
We got Alan Lazard on the screen. Let's talk about him. What are your feelings, and people in the chat, what are your feelings about Alan Lazard supposing to be the number one wide receiver one, main guy, wide receiver on this team?
You asking me?
I'm asking you and anybody else. While Lee says this here probably just seconds ago, I hope one of the rookies displaces Newman. Yes.
Well,
and Jake Hansen. We got two spots open, Lee. Well, we got right guard and right tackle that they don't know what the hell they're doing yet. And they've got a $50 million quarterback behind those guys, so they better figure it out.
I don't know, man. Rick didn't get notifications. That might be Jason's fault.
I did get there a little bit late. But that's we had to change our plan. I was out sweating my butt off getting the lawn done here. Zero's in the house. How you going? Is what it is. If he shines, cool. If not, blame Goody. Okay. All right, Zero.
Whoa.
Look, Alan Lazard, undrafted guy, came in, was reliable, solid, a valuable guy to have on the team, 100%. A guy that should be on the field at least at the third wide receiver spot. He was great at that third wide receiver spot. Alan Lazard as your featured number one wide receiver, the guy Aaron Rodgers trusts the most on the team, other than Randall Cobb. But Randall Cobb's small and slow. I just don't know how it's going to work. I don't know. Now, if Doubs like ascends out of fourth round rookie into this guy who just beats guys because they're worried about other guys more and he gets one-on-one coverage, great. But who's dynamic enough unless Watson can come back and show, at least take the top off? And that's probably the key. Just like MVS was the key all the time the last couple of years, but taking the top off and drawing deep attention. This team looks very different without a speed threat down the field. And that was true when MVS wasn't in games, and Watson is their only hope for that right now.
Looks like they're playing like third team guys and they're doing full contact. So I think the starters are done.
Lee says Lazard not even close. Zero says AB is still available. Yeah, but AB is another small guy. He's not like your dynamic. I mean, he could be
AB.
Guy, but he's so short and so small. Plus, he's a problem.
That head case, they can't have two head cases like that.
No,
no way, no freaking way. When it comes to Alan Lazard, if you're expecting him to be a 90 catch, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdown guy, no, it ain't gonna happen. But last year he had 8 touchdowns. That's pretty good. There's a lot of guys I can think of. Who can I think? Oh, yeah, Julio Jones. I had him in fantasy football. The guy had 90 catches for 1,400 yards and had 2 freaking touchdowns the whole damn year when I had him for fantasy football. Yeah, it pissed me off. So if you're looking for Alan Lazard to be that, like a number one Pro Bowl type receiver, like a Devontae Adams, no, he's not that. But if you're looking for a guy to be part of a team, and the Packers to maybe run an offense and like run plays for guys and they get open because they ran a play, that can work. And he could be something. But if they try to do one-on-one stuff and Rodgers changed the plays to all goes, it ain't happening. Lazard is not Greg Jennings. He's not Jordy Nelson. He's not even Devontae Adams. He's not even James Jones.
He's not even Mike Evans or like these other big guys that can at least play big. He doesn't play big.
And he trips and stumbles and falls over all the time. So he's a good, solid guy who can do a lot of different things. But he needs a play call to help him. He needs routes run to help him get open on times. He's smart. We've watched him be able to adjust when Rodgers, when the play breaks down and he can get open, and sometimes Rodgers doesn't throw it to him for unknown reasons. We've played that on here in a playoff game, but whatever. We've also seen him make awesome catches. One of my favorite plays is one of those, I can't remember what game it was, but he usually blocks, right? And there's a play where he went to go block a guy, but he fake blocked it and then just went off and caught the quick slant for a touchdown, for like a 3-yard touchdown. It was an awesome play. That was a great design play because he does block most of the time. So on first down,
better than Mercedes Lewis we showed a couple weeks ago too.
Yeah. So on first down, that's a great use of Lazard's skills. A guy who is known for blocking, the guy who's going up against him, who's definitely smaller than him, is probably going to have to worry about him getting blocked by Lazard. So he's so worried about getting blocked by Lazard, he doesn't even cover him. And then Lazard just breaks off right away, catches the slant for a touchdown. Genius. That's the kind of stuff we need to see. But if you're expecting him to be a number one receiver, no. And as much as Aaron Rodgers says he's a number one receiver, or could be a number one receiver, that's something he's wrong about. Is he right about Rasul Douglas being close to Charles Woodson? Yes. He's close. He's close. And Rodgers is right about that. But when it comes to Alan Lazard being number one receiver, no. He's good, but he's definitely never going to be a number one receiver.
Yeah.
So what that means is it has to be a platoon of guys working together and run the damn plays. No more Rodgers, scratch your butt, pick your nose, and everybody knows you're supposed to do something else because guys don't know what to do. And when you've got I don't know, like a speed demon like Chris. We need Christian Watson back because he will open up the field for guys like Alan Lazard. He just will, and then Alan Lazard will be more productive.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sammy Watkins got some speed back. I don't know.
It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. But Christian Watson is going to be very important to get back. So I'm glad the injury and the knee, the twinge he was having, that all got taken care of now because they're gonna need his threat to open up the offense, just like we all saw it the last couple of years. When MVS was available and in games, the offense looked different than when he wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was
actually a good catch again.
MVS's absence was way more of an issue than Devontae's absence the last couple of years in games. We saw that too.
It was.
But the Packers need to utilize their running backs, which we've talked about, their stud running backs, both of them. They also need to utilize the tight ends more. Like throw them the ball more. DeGuara more. DeGuara is one of their better pass catching guys with run after the catch. He's not that fast, but he actually has some agility and he's pretty stable on his feet. Like most tight ends just fall down pretty easily. He's pretty good at absorbing contact and continuing. So I like that about him. And Tyler Davis, I don't know if he's good run after the catch. Probably not. He'll probably fall down like most of the tight ends do.
Right. I mean, DeGuara is the best rack weapon at tight end for sure.
Yeah.
Like he's more of a weapon than Alan Lazard is
when
it comes to that sort of thing. But that was a nice spin move. But it comes down to, hey, are they going to have enough spots for these guys for
the ball out late?
DeGuara to be there and everybody else to be when you got roster spots being eaten up by guys who are useless. Oh, I'm sorry, Mercedes Lewis. Oops. BJ Baylor. Hey, I had a weird thing. This Packer team should be, Aaron Rodgers is talking about how he, his love and he found the love and all that stuff, right? And we also got two guys on our team. One guy named Romeo, right? Yep. And the other guy is Rico Suave. Remember Rico Suave?
Rico, Rick remembers that one. He used to do that one all the time.
Yeah, but it's Rico Gafford, who is now known as Rico Suave. Remember that song? Yeah.
Of course. That was Rick's theme song for many years.
Suave.
Most of middle school and high school, that was Rick's main theme song and dance number that he tried to pick up the ladies on. True story.
Did it work, Rick?
Maybe sometimes. Hey, so Juwan, that was the one thing I wanted to say. Kiki and Igbare wearing 55. Show pride to that number, my friend.
Kiki and Igbare? Kingsley and Igbare.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
Dude, get your names right.
Kingsley.
Oh, my God.
You're usually the one with the names. You're usually the
What is wrong with you, man?
Look at what Rick says here. Can't spell Rico without Rick. That's true. Yeah, so Enigbari wearing 55, do it proud. The other guy, did you see Jordy Nelson? There was all this buzz about a guy wearing 87 that he showed up at Packers practice this week.
Yeah, he's like, hey, what about me?
Dang, I thought I was the legendary 87. Now this guy's coming to steal on my 87 Thunder? What the heck? He had to see it for his own in person, and he got to see it. He looked pretty good. He looks pretty like he's in good shape.
Oof, that did not work. Was that Jerron Reed again who broke that up? Who read the freaking screen pass?
Probably.
It was
just
zero.
Like Mike Neal looks like a monster still. He can come back and play. Jerron could play. God dang. You guys are good.
I think Jerron Reed is going to be a great pickup here. And I think somebody else said that earlier too.
So how does that all work? You got Wyatt, first round pick. You got Jerron Reed. You got Slayton, who they're excited about, coming back after a 5th rounder. Like, how many of those guys you keep? Kenny Clark, top 5 D lineman of all time. Whatever. I mean, like, how do you do it?
Oh,
Lee. Hot take.
Oh, 60. Who's 60? That's the guy who made the play.
I don't know. He's a guy who's probably not expected to make the team.
Yeah, I know. Well, he made a good play.
Hot take of the night.
I think Devontae Wyatt just schooled the crap when he got in the backfield. Should have been a sack, but they wouldn't call it that.
Doubs is the next. Jordy. Okay, well, we'll see. He kind of looks a lot like him the way he plays and stuff.
No.
Not as fast as Jordy, but...
He's not as fast or as tall. or as big.
Okay, maybe it's just that he's wearing the same number threw me off.
Yeah, I think Lee, I think he's just wearing 87, and you're just thinking that he looks like that. I think he's the next Devontae Adams, is what I think.
That's true.
He looks more like Devontae.
How do we feel about this Mason Crosby injury, everybody? Oh, we got a missed field goal. No,
man, I was just gonna say something bad about Mason Crosby, and then this guy misses. Come on, Burchich.
He's got 3 consonants before he gets a vowel, and it's too hard to say. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, and still his name has like 7 syllables to it, even though he's only got 5 letters in it. Burchich.
Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, how does Mason Crosby have some injury that's...
Is that Robert Tonyan? Look at his long hair in the back.
Robbie
Holy
Tonyan.
Crap.
He looks too skinny right there.
Yeah, he is looking way skinny. He doesn't look like a tight end.
Maybe he's maybe Robert Tonyan wide receiver 1 when he comes back.
He looks like a wide receiver in that. He looks like about the size of Jordy Nelson right there.
I know. He could do it. But go back to the D-line. Who's on the D-line on this team?
Everybody.
How many? They only usually keep 5, right?
Yeah. Slayton, Wyatt, Reed, Lowry, Kenny Clark for some unknown reason.
That's it? No Heflin again?
Jack Heflin will be on a practice squad or some crap.
Doesn't matter what any of these other guys do the whole preseason. You're out.
They don't play a 3-4. They play a 4-3, really. Or a 4-2-3, 4-2-5. So if you only got 2 guys playing defensive line most of the time, except for in special occasions when you're playing like the Titans, or then you play 3 defensive linemen, then you just bring a guy for the practice squad.
So there was an old
Is that
defense.
A.J. Dillon? God dang,
That's
A.J. Dillon's a
There was
monster.
an old defense. There's an old defense that we played, and Rick will remember it because he's on here. That was called. So we had like a, and this was I think Bob Hafeman's old defense back in middle school. This is like 7th and 8th grade football. So we had the 5-3 back
Kenny
then.
Clark got schooled by Myers in that play.
But then we also played a 5-2 monster. Rick, do you remember what the monster meant?
Dude, you just saw Kenny Clark get his butt kicked.
Well, of course we did. Now he's over.
I'm watching Kenny Clark on this play. I see him.
He's going against scrub offensive line.
He's going against scrub offensive line. I want to see what he does. Everybody says he's so good. I want to see.
Royce handles him. No, Royce
brought him to the ground. Royce brought him to the ground. And then A.J. Dillon gets first down because of that seal block by Royce. Because Kenny Clark fell down. The great Kenny Clark got beat by Royce. Now, he overpowered Royce, but Royce knew that he sucked, and he just said, okay, fine, I'll throw you to the ground.
Royce just fell down and took him to the ground, too.
That might be a hole.
Royce Newman blocked Kenny Clark.
He did. He just did. Wow. We just watched it.
That said, what does that say more about, Royce Newman or Kenny Clark?
It says way more about Kenny Clark. Here's Zach Tom. He's 50. Here we go. We got some right tackle. He started right tackle here.
Yep, he's in there.
With Royce.
How he's doing?
Dean Lowry. I like the shot. I hope they keep the shot. Oh, they don't.
They don't.
Oh, there Kenny Clark did good. He schooled Runyon's butt. Okay, Kenny Clark.
This time Royce went against Dean Lowry, and Lowry shoved him off right away and got to the running back.
Yeah. Well, also, Kenny Clark beat the crap out of Runyon Bunyan on that play, so that was not good at all.
You've been downplaying Zach. They say Zach Tom is 304 pounds, man, not 285.
I guess then he should be out there then. Who's he blocked?
Wow,
Quay Walker.
Dean Lowry got a great arm extension and pushback on Royce right away. That was a good play.
Well, Dean Lowry's got long arms.
Royce, come on, man. You got to be better. They need you to be better.
That was a good job by Zach Tom, getting to second level fast. I think Zach Tom at right tackle might not be bad. I don't know.
Well, then what do you do? Just tell Bakhtiari to keep chugging beers, baby.
Keep chugging beers. We'll pay you $20 million a year to chug beers with the Bucs fans. I guess. I don't know. All right, where's Kenny Clark in this one? Oh my God. Who is that guy who got screwed? Oh, John Reed got double teamed and shoved back 5 yards.
Okay, here we got Devondre Campbell. How do we feel about Devondre Campbell? Is he going to be...
He's not going to be an all-pro again, but...
Is he going to be everything he wants to be again this year?
I think Quay Walker's going to steal a lot of plays from him somehow. And Rasul Douglas also being now at the nickel is going to be able to get a lot more plays and tackles. I think you're going to see this defense make a lot more 3-and-outs. You're going to see a lot of long third downs. So hopefully they won't play off and suck like they used to do.
Right now they're going first teams here. Aaron Rodgers throwing off his back foot, way lobbed up there. Stokes couldn't find the ball.
Yep.
Dude, that was a terrible pass.
Terrible pass. And the offensive line got destroyed on that play.
He wasn't even open. It was underthrown. But
I think
Stokes
Rodgers just knows. He's like, where's Stokes? I'll just chuck it up. He don't know where the hell the ball is.
Go ahead. Keep telling me how good Stokes is, Bruce, because he can't find the ball.
Ooh.
If you can't find the ball, it doesn't help, bro.
And Stokes is looking for a push-off. That was not a push-off. That was hand fighting and then just getting your butt kicked.
He's just not. Yeah, he's just.
It wasn't a push-off, Stokes. You just got beat. Sorry, Bruce. He's your favorite
And you
guy.
couldn't find the ball. Like, look, find the ball. I mean, Sammy Watkins stopped his route. He stopped running upfield. Turn around and look for the ball. Eric Stokes has to learn that, or he's going to be average cornerback at best. Okay.
Wow. Adrian Amos got schooled by slow Sammy Watkins on an in route. He faked the out route and came back in and caught the ball.
Ooh,
and then
look at this. They got Sammy Watkins listed at 211. Remember when he was on his couch laying around, he was 220, he said. So he's lost 9 pounds since coming to camp.
What did they do? They say he was down at the 1 or something?
Yeah, wherever the first contact is. So it's interesting because what about the safeties on this team? Remember Vernon Scott, 7th round pick a couple of years ago? Everybody's like, whoa, Vernon Scott. And now it looks like he's getting more defensive reps.
Yeah, we didn't get nothing last year.
They looked at him just as, don't hurt Yash. Dean Lowry, you freaking wheeze.
Oh, no. They're not even showing it. They're hiding it.
God damn it.
Is Yash still down?
Dean Lowry, cut it out. Don't take guys to the ground. You hurt Yash right now. I'm going to have to kick you in the butt.
Or Aaron Jones. Or Aaron Jones, for that matter. What's Dean Lowry doing? He knows better than that.
He's probably ate Wheaties for dinner, and that's a problem. When he eats the Wheaties, he gets crazy. Do not hurt Yash. He's our only legitimate tackle that can play right now. Wow, that was kind of sad. A.J. Dillon couldn't even really barely get in there.
Yeah, he did. He did a spinoff.
Yeah, but, I mean, they could have tackled him before that. Hey, he jumps up there. Quadzilla, A.J. Dillon, loves Door County. Why don't you show some love to Kewaunee County, A.J. Dillon? Let's go,
no
baby.
No kidding. What the heck?
You and your Door
Brown
County
I mean, come on. Green Bay's in Brown County. Like, why are you...
Oh, my God. Royce, he got handled. Yeah, Royce.
Who had the block? Who had the block on Adrian Amos? That was a good block at Adrian Amos.
Watch Royce's attempt at a block on TJ Slayton. It was pretty bad.
I didn't see it.
Royce going to be a problem again this year, guys. Sorry, but he is. What does Lee say? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was watching this competitive ones on ones here. Romeo is well mannered, modest, smart student of the game. He's also beating guys in almost every play physically. I'll stand by the comp. All right.
All right, Lee. I'll give you one.
I like it. And I also, if he's a guy that works hard, humble, that's a lot like Rasul Douglas, man. So he could probably be great. He really could. Now,
it's true.
The only thing is the quarterback gonna work with him?
All right. We got to give Rodgers a break. We got to stop razzing on him.
I'm just saying, he doesn't like that. He doesn't. He sometimes puts a little too much on guys. Expects them to read his mind and all that stuff. And it takes years to get that cohesiveness with him. It's been shown by Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams, all the guys he's worked with in the last number of years. So I'm just saying, if Aaron Rodgers can pull back, we've said it a couple of weeks ago, if Aaron Rodgers can pull back and just be like, hey, let's run the play here, let the guy do stuff, not be making a bazillion adjustments, then maybe Romeo and Doubs could have an impactful season this year. There was a thing a couple weeks ago. Andy Herman was like super excited about Romeo Doubs, and he was talking about him, all the great plays he's made in camp and all this stuff. And wow, I'm trying not to get too high on him and blah blah blah. But he's winning all the time, doing all the things Lee just said, right? And then he's like, now with all that being said, really what we could probably expect out of him, I mean, let's, 25 catches, 300 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And I'm like, what?
No.
If the guy is like dominating at practice,
yeah,
freaking, and you don't have you got all these open spots at wide receiver, like, no. If he's showing to be one of your best receivers, then that guy needs to be on the field, and you should expect a hell of a lot more than 25 catches for 300 yards.
See, the thing you're missing there is he compared it to Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb's rookie years. And the difference between Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, and Randall Cobb's rookie years is, for every one of their rookie years, the Packers had a stacked wide receiver room. They were most definitely the third and or fourth option on the team. For Jordy Nelson, there was Double D, Greg Jennings, and James Jones already there before Jordy showed up. Randall Cobb, there was Greg Jennings, James Jones, Jordy Nelson already there before he showed up. Devontae Adams, there was Jordy and Randall Cobb there before he showed up, so he was the third at best, and that's why his stats were a little bit better, but he also had 5,000 drops and played like crap, and people wanted him cut. Anyways, so what I would say is that's the difference. And with this team, who's there? There's no Jordy Nelson. There's no Greg Jennings. There's no James Jones. There's no Donald Driver. It's Alan Lazard. That'd be like if Devontae Adams showed up as a rookie and Alan Lazard was in front of him, he'd probably start opposite him. If Jordy Nelson showed up with Alan Lazard was in front of him, Jordy would start ahead of him. If Randall Cobb showed up and Alan Lazard was there, he'd start next to him. And they'd get a lot more passes thrown their way. So that's the flaw to Andy Herman's, thought there. I mean, he compared it to former Packer really good receivers and or great receivers in their rookie seasons, but they had a lot more depth at that point. This year, it's wide open. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows if Sammy Watkins is going to make the team. Nobody knows if he's going to be a major player. Nobody knows if Christian Watson's coming back from his injury healthy or his whatever he had, his surgery. And when he comes in, is he just going to be an MVS where he plays deep threat once in a while and doesn't really get plays called for him, and then Romeo Doubs gets more plays called for him? I don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But the key difference is there is not much competition there for Doubs at this point. Dang, that mullet! I think Royce cut it a little bit.
It's terrible.
It's not as long as it used to be.
He looks a little bigger this year. He doesn't look as his arms look a little bigger. It looks like he put on a little more weight. So
Runyon Bunyan looks pretty huge.
Yeah. Runyon Bunyan needs
in an upper body. His legs look skinny, but his upper body looks pretty big.
He needed a little more meat on there. But there was I was looking off to the side because there was an animated discussion between quarter QB1 and head coach there for a minute. And I didn't know what was going on there, but Aaron Rodgers was getting a little fiery, and then he, gave his sign to the crowd and ran off. But anyway, Randall Cobb's happy to be in Green Bay and happy to only be making $3 million this year. But he's happy to be there, so it's good. And he'll be on the team. So there you go.
No. Yeah.
So anyway, that's family night. It's over. They're going to do fireworks. John Kuhn's going to interview some people, probably not very well, but, he gets to talk to his old teammate, Randall Cobb, so that's cool. John Kuhn, nice guy, great Packer legend, not a great interviewer. How it goes. Sometimes those things all don't correlate. And Randall Cobb, a nice guy and a good Packer, and could be a valuable guy on the team. But again, if Amari Rodgers is taking that step up, then who would you rather have? I mean, they're like the same guy, and if Amari Rodgers is more athletic, bigger, stronger, faster, what? These are the decisions that have to be made. So we'll see how it all goes. Anyway, we're going to see it in person coming up on Sunday, 12:30 practice. We won't be live at 12:30. We'll probably do a little something. We'll do some little social posts, get them out there. Hafeman Bros at Packers training camp. But then we'll do an actual recap show after practice on Sunday, probably Sunday afternoon at some point. And then Monday, we got a 10:30 practice, and we're going to figure that one out when we get you some reports. We give our takes from Packers practice, training camp, Sunday and Monday. Good stuff. Anyway, so family night's over. Hey, what about family night? Usually they have a storm and all this crazy stuff. Tonight it was hot and humid, but at least no storm. So that's a plus.
I think what we saw tonight were the quarterbacks were a little off. Not as accurate as usual.
Jordan Love's deep ball looks a little.
Jordan Love's deep ball looks really suspect, but his 5-yard pass to the corner of the end zone is right on the money a couple times. So, hey, just bring him in when it's first down from goal from the 5 for the fadeaway touchdown to Romeo Doubs. Fine. That's the perfect play. Okay, bring him in. Take Rodgers out. We saw the defense look pretty dang stout, except for Eric Stokes, who, like, when Rodgers just knew, was like, oh, I got to complete a pass here. Where's Stokes? Okay, boom. Go run deep, and we'll throw it up there. He's not going to find the ball, and it happened twice, so we know that's going to happen. I thought the defensive line looked pretty good on a couple plays. Kenny Clark got schooled a couple times, but other than that, the rest of the guys looked pretty good. A.J. Dillon had a nice run up the gut where he's bouncing off dudes, and that looked pretty nice. But for the most part, I think the offense looked pretty rough. I can remember watching family nights back in the day where the ball didn't touch the ground half the time, where guys were open all over the place, and there was perfect passes, guys open, and you were always like, man, our defense is either really sucky or our offense is amazing. And now this time it's our defense is amazing or our offense is really sucky. I don't know quite what it is. But usually there's not this many balls that don't get caught. And there's a lot of incompletions, a lot of balls thrown out of bounds. Like there's a couple times where the ball is just too far out of bounds. Guy couldn't even make a play even if he was open, and he wasn't open. And then the offensive line gets schooled right away, not giving much time for your guy. And then on the running game, really nothing there for the most part. In a pretty light, not as aggressive practice. So what we could take from it is I think our defense looks pretty decent. Looks like they're playing together pretty well on defensive line. But is that the defense good, offense bad? I don't know. It's early on. Hopefully things will change. Hopefully we'll see what's going on at practice on Sunday and Monday, and we'll see a little bit closer one-on-one battles. I really want to see how these guys look. Like I'm going to watch specific guys on specific plays. I really want to see what the offensive line can do, what the defensive line looks like, because that's really where the game's going to be won. I mean, to be quite honest. And we need to see what they're going to do at those positions, especially offensive line. And then see if the defense is really as good as it says it is, right?
Right. That's the thing. I mean, this might have to be, look, you said it before, the defense is made up of high draft picks and high priced and well-paid free agents. So this may be a season where the defense has to be kind of the identity of the team, and the offense doesn't make mistakes, is productive enough, stuff like that. They run the ball more, hopefully, things like that, and they utilize, maybe it's not as many big plays, not as many points, but you win games a different way. I think that's what the defense is going to be. That's what a lot of people think it's going to be. It would appear so, but we have to see them against live competition. We have to see them in game setting. The line stuff is so hard to tell from a practice. It just is, because they're just not. It's not the same. Guys aren't. They're not supposed to do it the same. They're not doing it the same. They're not going at it the same way. So it's just hard to say. So we can get excited about the defense when they win, but at the same time, yeah, hard to say until we see them against live competition. The offensive line, I mean, some of the things are still there. Right side's going to be rough. And Royce, it seems like they're committed to Royce playing right tackle or right guard and whatever. I'd love to see the rookies get an opportunity. I'd love to see what Ryan can do. I'm sure we'll see it in the games. If they show up well in games, though, in preseason games, then they might get an opportunity later to actually supplant Royce, and that would be probably a good thing because he still looks like his technique is not great and he looks a little rough. And Hansen was a 6th-round pick as a center, and now you're working him in a right guard. Those two spots right side are big question marks, and those could be a problem. So we'll see. That's a much bigger issue to me than the wide receivers.
All right. I think I'm done yapping for tonight.
Me too. So thanks, bro. Thanks, everybody, for Family Night. It's Family Night in Hafeman Bro land and Family Night for the Packers. We'll be on. Sunday, we'll be at practice. We'll give you some quick live updates here before practice. We'll say, hey, we're Hafeman Bros at practice and whatnot. Maybe we'll catch a fan that, Lee, or if you're around, join us at practice. Let's meet you in person. And if you want to be on the show for a quick update, we'll do one. Anyway, just throwing that out there. Otherwise, we'll be at practice on Sunday and practice on Monday, Hafeman Bros style. You guys stay well, be good, take care of yourselves. And as always, everything's going to work out and the Packers will win the North once again because that's what they do. Because the other teams aren't good enough and the Packers got it figured out, at least how to win the division. Stay well, be well. Catch you next week. Actually, catch you Sunday. Holy crap. Sunday in Green Bay.